Welcome back. So I have kind of a cool project I'm working on today. I have strawberries. These are plants that I grew last year. They were either woodland strawberries from Sheffield's or alpine strawberries from, I think it would have been Livingston Seeds. Honestly, can't tell you which, but they did extremely well. I planted them in regular flats like I do everything. Ended up with a clump in each cell. And I never thinned them. I didn't realize this at the time, but I never thinned them. So I ended up with about 15 plants, which were actually 15 clumps. And I would guess that each of those clumps had a good dozen plus plants in it. Threw them in the ground, forgot about them. They ended up actually producing some pretty delicious strawberries. And then went out a couple weeks ago, I was cleaning stuff out, I guess last weekend, and realized that I have all these plants that are still sitting there. Didn't want to throw them away, so thought, you know what, I'm going to try and split them. Pull all these individual plants from last year apart. Some were kind of dormant, a lot of them were not, and repot them and see if I can maybe have a better system this year. So that's what we're going to do today. I went through the bucket of, I guess, cuttings, or I don't know what you would call that I had taken, picked out what I felt were the best ones, the ones that had either a new shoot on it, which I felt was a good sign that it was probably healthy and doing its thing. So something like this, where I have new growth starting already, or something that looked like it was a good clump of roots. So plan today is going to be to take all these, drop them in. These are 4.5-inch square pots, and see what they do. I don't know what the best practice on something like this is. They've got some pretty long roots on some of them. So I'm going to go ahead and trim them up a little bit. I don't want to take a whole lot off, but I also don't want it to be too much of a mess. And I'll put them in the ground, put them in the dirt, add some dirt around it, water them down, probably add some more dirt, I would guess, and see what they do. I still plan on planting more strawberries this year from seed. So if this ends up not being a success, I haven't really lost anything. I'll reuse the dirt and reuse all the stuff. And I would guess that I'll be able to tell pretty quickly. If these are not viable, I would guess that they will wilt away and be gone pretty quick. The ones that I do have that look the most promising have developed new growth in less than a week. So I brought these in last Sunday, and within, I think it was probably on Friday of this week, so 5-6 days, they had already developed clearly some new growth and some little sprouts. So I think it'll be pretty obvious. If it doesn't work, oh well. If it does work, I like the fact that I will kind of get a head start on these. It's also going to give me the chance to move them. So last year I had them behind the greenhouse, and they were in space that was about 16 by 8 feet, and that was the 15 plants. They did not spread. They were pretty compact. So that was a huge amount of space for essentially 12 to 18 strawberry plants. So this year I think I'm going to try and do a little bit more in terms of planning where they're going to go. I do have some areas that I think will be better. They can spread if they need to, but they won't be in prime real estate, as it were. So they don't look like much now. Missed one there. But I think, could be wrong, but I think at least a portion of these will take. Based on how good they did last year and how healthy they were with very little care, I think they'll be fine. I would guess that I probably also need to cut back these other stems. since it looks like all of the new growth, bring you over here for this one, all of the new growth looks like it's at the bottom of that stem. Honestly, I don't know that much about them. I've never done that much with them, but I'm gonna guess I can cut back all that dead stuff and the new growth will come from the middle and we'll go from there. So anyway, thanks for watching. I will keep you posted on how these do, if they do anything, and where we go from here. See you next time.